Hi again. I just want to talk about my movie Ranger Rad, which is a superior science fiction movie to many of the other ones we're getting that are not even doing well. Sure, it doesn't have psychic powers, doesn't have magic, it doesn't have all this other stuff that you see in Star Wars or Star Trek, but it's supposed to be a very fun adventure story with a space ranger and a new friend of his going after two powerful criminal teams, and he has to save a slave girl from one of the teams. It has space rangers, different kinds, including a space vigilante known as Space Bat, who's like a space bat-like character. He's not Batman, but he's supposed to have like different abilities, and he's like faster, and he has a suit that allows him to phase through walls and other solid things, and he can also phase people through. He has an energy sword. At Ranger Rad, he has like stun blasters. He has like a super armor that helps him, and he's also a lot agile and slick, and he's like pretty fun. And I was able to complete the story. You can find it online. Yeah, so Ranger Rad, it's just a simple and balanced story with a fun space ranger just trying to do the right thing, just trying to help out people and going against dangerous odds. Yeah, so the story is even better than that crappy Lightyear movie. Lightyear is just a trashy Pixar clone of My Story and other stories, which came out last year or before it. Like, while My Story it has different things, the Lightyear movie came around the same time as my movie did for its first episode for my 9-part storyline for Ranger Rad, because while I was making the story, I had to post things as episodes so that the main story can be completed all the way. Yeah, and Ranger Rad, it's like much more fun and it's even more fast paced. And while the story is comic like, it has more interesting characters. There's no stupid gay forcing like in Lightyear. There's no cowardly space ranger who can't do his job and he quits to let some woman do his thing. There's no weak villain from the future who's hides in a freaking battle suit that would make Lash one of the villains in my movie look better. And Zurg and Lightyear look like one of the guards from the castle that my main villain had. So it's just stupid that Pixar is just trying to cover me up because they know that I have a much better story than them. When they were developing Lightyear, they were just rushing to try and screw around with me and other people. Like Disney and Pixar are just garbage. They have nothing to offer. I have something to offer. I actually been making Ranger Rad since 2011. And that's a long time because the stupidity and nihilism of Hollywood is that great. Like they'll cover up people who are trying to get movies made and trying to find help from new friends and workers. And I'm actually doing all the work by trying to make sure the stories are right. Like this is a pretty fun adventure. There's like different alien characters. There's some fun looking spaceships, including giant ones. There's a three-way war between the two gangs and also the Space Rangers who fight the two gangs. The storyline is pretty fun. There's not like too much humor. There's like some humorous parts in the story. It's just supposed to be a fun adventure, and it's like PG-13 like. There's like one use of the F word, but it's only FOCK instead of FUCK because I used to watch District 9, so whatever. So yeah, it's a very cool adventure story. I was trying to get this made years ago with help, but the people behind not helping me out were just cowards. They didn't want to do well. Ranger Rad is a more useful hero. He's actually a man compared to all the shitty men characters like Mario from that crappy Mario movie that's coming out. And yeah, unlike all the trash we get from Hollywood, like Disney or Warner Bros., Ranger Rad is supposed to be just a fun story. There's no pandering to the stupid gay and trans and other crappy systems. There's no dumb male character who has to sit back and let a lady do his job. There's actually men and women equal in the story and different. And there's even characters that have some cool moments like the villains and like Colosso, the main villain, who's a tall Geishan. A Geishan in the world of Ranger Rad is a high level, very high level crime lord who has all this power in the galaxy where Ranger Rad and his friends are. There's all these different space rangers. Rad, who has his stun blasters and cool personality. There's Angelo and Shred, who are his buddies. There's Yuma, who's his lover. There's the commander Unix, who helps lead the teams, and there's Sapphire, who's known as a monster killer. Like you have a space ranger that kills giant monsters for a living, even if she was fighting only one giant flame monster. Spoiler alert: flame monster in the climax of the story, which happens. There's bugs in the story. Like there are bugs that control people and suck their life forces. They're like parasites that are controlled by the main villain and created by the main villain to use his death stingers, his warriors, to go after different people. You have an armored, four-armed character who has energized coils, and you have a wasp head-like character named Vincent Sting. You have a frogman who's one of the main villains as well. Like there's two main villains, the frogman Gaetian Deval. He's a rival to Colosso and a foe to Ranger Rad and his friends. Yeah, like Deval. I wanted to make this movie with other people so we can have fun. And I was thinking of Duvall being played by Tim Curry of all actors, but Tim Curry suffered that stroke, and I used to be one of his Facebook contacts. It's sad that Tim Curry had that stroke, even if he was in the corrupt movie society. He was one of the better performers. I mean, come on, he was great as Ferngully's Hexus, the pollution dude, and he was fun as Drake, the Penguin villain from Pebble the Penguin. So yeah, while Hollywood tries to cover me up and other artists trying to make stuff and fun movies, I'm just doing my best with making my next project VX Superforce, which is my superhero movie, and is actually getting a lot bigger and more powerful than Ranger Rad. Yeah, unlike the Star Jam, which is my musical Christmas-based movie, Ranger Rad's just a fun adventure science fiction movie. There's a three-way battle with all these different enemies. You have spaceships and yeah, in a space battle, like it's a huge space war. It's not like the biggest, the best of the Space Wars, but it's still a great one. It's better than what we're getting from Star Wars. It's better what we're getting from other things. And like I said, there's no psychic powers. Like this is Ranger Rad. It's supposed to be its own thing, unlike all the garbage we're getting. And one of the influences of Ranger Rad is mostly Lupin the Third, besides some Star Wars stuff because I used to like Star Wars. So yeah, it's just and other science fiction things like yeah, I used to be into Buzz Lightyear because the Buzz Lightyear stuff yeah, it was a fun thing, but now it's not. And it's just garbage. It's just trying. The guys who made Lightyear movie was just trying to screw me over because they knew Lightyear was trying to cover up black artists like me anyway. And if you didn't know that I'm black, then you already got the answer, or you didn't watch the freaking video that had me doing some drawings when I was younger. So you should have known because it's in the channel. Oh, and Ranger Rat kicks butt. And even if it has a different story, it's just more fun than Lightyear. Yeah, like I said, no gay pandering, no stupidness. Like the main character is more agile than Lightyear. The main character is way more fun than Buzz Lightyear. He doesn't have a stupid robotic cat toy that looks unnatural. He has a bat-like character with energy sword and phasing abilities who can kick butt. He has friends actually more useful than him and than Buzz Lightyear. I mean, come on. And the Zurg villain is nothing. Zurg from Lightyear is nothing but a coward in a Iron Man-like suit trying to fight Captain America voice Lightyear. Because, but yeah, the Lightyear villain's nothing compared to Colossal and Deval because they can actually destroy him and actually find weak spots in his armor and actually make him look bad. I mean, the main characters fighting against guys who are like very powerful combatants and they can actually have very strong minions go after them. I mean, they have all this power and the main characters have to stop them. So that's all I can say. And you can go watch it if you can. It's a pretty fun story. And I have much better coming up. Like Ranger Rad and Star Gym are my great gifts to those who are trying to find something fun to watch. Because Hollywood's not going to give you anything. I will give you something. My stuff's not for cowards. My stuff's not for people who are just stupid Disney fans. Like I used to be a stupid Disney fan, but I was one of the more creative ones. And here you go. I gave you Ranger Rad. Yeah, Ranger Rad's a fun story. It's just the best it can be. It doesn't have to please everybody.